So hi and welcome to this video. So today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be actually making our virtual machine do something. So the first thing I'm going to do actually is I'm just going to check that it still compiles to C using R Python. So I'm going to say python r vm.py and hit enter, and hopefully we won't get any errors. Okay, so we didn't get any errors luckily, and then this is just going to go through and run and do whatever it does normally. So we'll just give that a minute. It should take about 20 seconds because we've done some things. We haven't done much, so it might just only take about 16-20 seconds. Okay, it took 17 seconds. So if I try to run this program and I give it it's hello.vm. As you can see, I filled it in just by pressing tab and I hit enter. It does exactly the same thing, but if we time this again, hello.vm, as you can see, that was a bit higher than it should. But that's also because I'm recording on my screen, which is why these are going to be slightly slower than they will be for you probably. So if I say time python vm.py hello.vm, as you can see, it's a lot slower even now. So it's really a good idea to convert it to C with PyPy's R Python translator. So the first instruction we need to actually make work is the push instruction, because without the push instruction we can't do anything. So what we're going to do is we're going to pass the push instruction the instruction, obviously. So we'll say, well, actually we don't need to pass it the instruction. We're going to pass it the variable I, which will tell it whereabouts in the sort of list of instructions we are. But that reminds me, we need to go up here and we need to create a variable. The variable we're going to create is called stack, and it's going to be a list, and this is going to be our stack. That's what we're going to push onto. And that's basically what all we need to create for now. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to our push function now, and we're actually going to pass it the L as well so that it can access the array. So we've passed it I and L, and in here we need to accept I and L. So I'm going to say I and L. And then now what I'm going to do is I'm going to say print L, and you'll see it prints out the entire list. I'll actually just get rid of the time function. We didn't need to do that, so let's just go back. As you can see, it prints out the list, and then it's these. Just ignore these for now. What we're going to do now is I'm going to print I, and you'll see this will tell us the instruction we're on, which in this case is 0 because push is the first instruction in the file. So I'm not going to make things really complicated and let numbers add on to each other. So for example, have 0b add on to 000a and then make a bigger number. We're just going to keep it simple for now. So what I'm going to say is toPush is a variable I'm going to create, and I'm going to set that equal to li. So I'm going to say print toPush. As you can see, it prints 002, but we don't actually want to print that. We want to print the next number, which is I plus 1. So as you can see, now it prints 000a. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete that, and I'm going to convert this to an integer, because at the moment this is a string. So if I just print type toPush, and I come to the terminal, I hit enter, as you can see it says type str. So what we want to do is we want to convert it to an int, so I'm going to convert it to an integer using the int function. But we want to keep it base 16, so I need to pass it these parameter 16, which converts the base. All we have to do is add that to the top of the stack. So, or actually we're going to add it to the end of the stack because it's more efficient. So we're just going to say stack.append, which will add it to the end of the stack, which is kind of the top of it for us. I'm going to append to push. Then what I'm going to say down here is I'm going to do the print next, because then we can see the value on the top of the stack. So the print function, we don't need to pass it anything, we just need to print the stack. So I'm just going to say print stack for now. And this will print the entire stack. So as you can see, it prints 10, which is the entire stack for now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to print stack. I'm going to print stack minus 1, which will get the last element on the stack, which in our case is 10. So our print function is actually done, and it's printing the top of the stack. So the next thing we want to do is we want to be able to pop the stack, and that's easy too. all we do is we say stack.pop, because pop is a built-in function in Python that lets you pop the top of a list, so or I mean the end of a list. So we haven't got pop in our program, so if I run this, you'll see we have nothing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to push another number onto the top of the stack. I'm going to say 0 to, actually I don't want to say end of program, I want to put this before the end of the program, and I'm going to say 0 to 0, 0, 0, and instead of A, I'm going to say B, which will be 11, and then I'm going to say 0, 1 to say end of instruction, and then I'm going to print that. So as you can see, it prints the top of the stack here, which up here the top of the stack is 10, and then further on in the program the top of the stack is 11, which is why it printed 11. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pop the top of the stack, and I'm going to use the pop command, which if we go up here we can see pop is 03, so I'm going to say 03. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit enter, and we actually need to print the top of the stack after that. So if I just hit enter, as you can see it popped the top of the stack, and now we have 10 on top of the stack. This might be easier if I just print the whole stack for now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit enter, and as you can see the stack now consists of 10 up here. Further on in the program is now where we've added 11 to the top of the stack, and then after that we've popped 11 off the top of it. So now the top of the stack is now just 10. So that shows our pop function is working. So now that we've done that, we only have add and end of instruction to do. So what end of instruction is going to say is, we don't actually need end of instruction because this is a really simple virtual machine. I was actually overcomplicating things, so we'll get rid of end of instruction, and we can get rid of these 0, 1s. So we'll just hit up and enter. As you can see, it seems to be working. So what I'm going to say now is we're going to do the add function. So what add is going to say is num1 equals stack minus 1, num2 equals stack minus 2. So what stack minus 1 is it's the number at the end of the stack, and number 2 is the number directly below that, so it's the second number on the stack, or the number that's the not the top of the stack, the number directly below it. So what we're going to say just is let's say sum equals, actually that's a function, we can't use that. We'll say total equals num1 plus num2. Then we'll just say stack dot append total. So this will add the total on the top of the stack. What we also want to do before that is we want to pop the stack twice, and I'll tell you why now. So I'm going to pop that, then I'm going to pop the stack again. So what this does is this gets number 1 off the top of the stack and number 2 off the stack as well, but it's not the top, it's directly below. Then what we do is we add them together, and then we need to get rid of those two numbers to make so that we can add the sum onto the top of the stack. So to do that, we just pop the stack twice. So popping it the first time gets rid of number 1, and popping it again gets rid of number 2. And then when we append it, we're appending the result. So we're adding the two numbers together, getting rid of the first two numbers, and then just leaving the result and putting it on the stack. And we can do exactly the same thing for sub. All we have to do is change the plus to a minus. So we haven't actually got the add command or the subtract command in at the moment. So we're going to add the add one first. So we're going to say 0, 5. So as you can see, we've added a 10 and 11 to the stack, and we're going to say add now, which is 0, 5. So it's going to add them together, and it's going to print the result, which we should get 21. Okay, so it says list out of range. Okay, we have a problem. But the error is actually we popped the stack before, so there actually was only two numbers. There was only one number on the stack after we popped it. So if we just do that again, as you can see, the result is 21. And to stop things being complicated, I'm just going to get rid of the extra prints, because we only need to print it after we've got the result. So as you can see, the result is 21. And if we change that to a 6, and that means we're going to subtract from the top of the stack. So I'm going to hit enter, and as you can see, it did 11 minus 10, and it gave us 1. So obviously there's way more things you can do with a virtual machine. This is just sort of the beginning, and it's a very, very simple virtual machine. It's only 76 lines long. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to end the video, and in the next video we're going to add a couple more things to our virtual machine, and we're going to convert it to C, and that's us finished. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.